So with that, I'm excited to turn it back to Allie Halpert.
Thank you, Rabbi Laura. So we're here tonight to do a few different things all at once. First, as Rabbi Laura said, we are here to celebrate the release of the second edition of Dayenu's Songbook, and also all of the incredible musicians and music in it. And we are going to learn 3 of these songs tonight so that you can have them in your back pocket for different moments. We will also be breaking down the behind the scenes of teaching and leading songs, especially for actions and protests, but also more broadly, so that by the end of this training, you feel hopefully that you can bring one of these songs to your spaces too. And we'll also have a chance to practice and debrief that during this training. Yeah, so song leading is often held up as really hard and mysterious, and only some people can do it. And if you take away one thing from tonight, it's that I would love for you to know that it's not. Our goal is to demystify and to train these skills, and this is something that we can all get better at through practice and experience. So if you are in this room right now, or if you're listening to this recording later, I just want you to know that song leading is definitely for you. And I'm sure there are some of you who already know that, and some of you who are still learning that. So the last thing that we're here to do tonight is to get connected with each other. So I just want to invite us to look around this Zoom room right now and make contact with someone. Yeah, you can wave, and we won't know exactly who you're waving at. This room is full of people who want to bring more music to the Jewish climate movement and probably other movements too. So l'chaim to that. Can message someone in their DMs if they look familiar, if you think you've seen them before. I'm taking a moment to look around. It's so sweet to see all of your faces and to read your names. And just right up front, in case we lose any of you for any reason during this call, we're going to paste in the chat the link to stay in touch with Dayenu and let us know how you want to be involved musically in the future, so that we can make sure to keep broadening our connections and the depth of our connections with each other. So, okay. We've already been sharing in the chat some experiences that have been really powerful that we've had with music, but I just want us to get to explicitly say in the chat, what does song do for our movements? Why do we lead song? So feel free to write in the chat, like, what is it that makes song so powerful? Why do we need it? Okay, great. Song brings people together past their minds. Yes. Song connects people when words fail. Song is spiritual sustenance. Song builds a sense of community. That's so true. Song brings solidarity of purpose. It harmonizes our beings. I love that one. It inspires and comforts us. Song is absolute medicine, the harmonies, the messages. It lifts us and focuses us, focuses our spirits. It's necessary. It's inspirational. Allows for deeper connection. Again, connection sets the tone and energy. Yes. Draws on lineage, Lador Vador. Okay, these are so amazing. I had a list that I was like, I'll say if these are not named, but this is getting at so many of them. It taps into people's hearts. Yes. It brings people in a different way. Taps emotions that connect to all that exists. Its relationship to all. I love that. Thank you, Rhonda. It unlocks deeper connection and feeling. It creates a vocal community. Yes, if we're all singing together, that's the act that we're doing all together. Yes. Song is prayer, the yearning of our hearts, the joy, the pain, all of it. And it stirs our emotions. Okay, I'm loving all of these so much. Yeah, and I'll say in addition to all these amazing things, when we sing together in a Jewish context, it also helps us be visible as Jews, which can be strategic and important sometimes. It also brings us together physically, plus all the other ideas mentioned. Yes, true. And provides the tools to participate and be heard. Wow, thank you, everybody. Yes, all of that is so true. So that's some of the reasons why we're leading song tonight, and also in general. And just to say, this is like, yeah, really crucial work. And it's the work that we need in the world. So towards that means, we on the Dayenu Spiritual Adaptation Team are thrilled to share with you a resource that can help you to learn and bring more songs to your spaces, which is, drumroll please, the second edition of Rising Tides, Rising Voices. So the songbook is going to be dropped in the chat. You may have seen it already, but I'll just say a few words about it, which is that many people have made this edition of the songbook possible. The first edition was put together in 2023 by Climate, Music, and Arts Fellow Ariel Corman, with support from Rabbi Laura, and it was designed by Rihanna Eckel. And in this edition, it's been edited. There's been more Hebrew, Aramaic, and Arabic added to it. Some more songs have been added, and links have been proofed so that they're all clickable, and it's a bit more user-friendly. So that's kind of the new thing. It also has a linked table of contents, which is really nice, so you'll see that in a moment. So thank you to everyone who's made this songbook possible, and especially the artists who generously contributed their songs to this book. And I'm not sure, maybe we could see in the gallery, raise your hand if you're a musician in this songbook. Maybe there's some of us here tonight. Is anyone here who's contributed? Sarah! Okay, yay! Thank you, Sarah. And there's so many other amazing musicians in this songbook. So thank you to those musicians who are here and not here. And also new this year is a page at the back that links to each of these artists where you can go and support their work, which is crucial for a successful music movement ecosystem. So without further ado, we're going to dive into this songbook, and we're going to learn 3 songs, one from each section of the book. And to clue you in, we're also afterwards going to unpack how I teach these songs. So just pay attention to how your learning goes. So here's the songbook, and we're going to go to the table of contents. Thank you, Savannah, who's screen sharing, and we're going to start with this song, Ashrei. So this song is in our section called Songs for the Streets. And generally this section has songs that are easiest to learn and teach at before or at actions. And also the lyrics are in the chat. So that's great. So this song is called Ashrei. The Hebrew of this song is traditionally prayed multiple times a day and means, "Happy are those who dwell in your house. May they continue to praise you endlessly." And I wrote it originally for a Jewish gathering on land at Linkefliegel, which was a queer Jewish cultural project and chicken farm. And the English lyrics came to me because I believe that we have so much to praise in this castle of creation that we're in, and so much to fight for. And as we learn this song, you can keep in your heart and mind, or you can put it in the chat, who is it that you sing for today? So how can dedicating yourself to what you care about keep you going in this fight? And I'm going to start by teaching the English. In some contexts, it might make sense not to teach the Hebrew at all, but you can still do the nigun, which is wordless, and also English. This song is repeat after me, and also parts we sing all together. So first I'll teach it to you part by part, and then I'll model how it comes together. And don't worry if you don't get it right away, because this melody is repetitive and you'll catch on. Okay, getting my key. Here is the English. I sing, you can repeat after me on mute. I sing, I sing for all creation, for life and liberation. Every day anew. Nice. Thank you for bearing with me on the awkward Zoom repeats, but I know that you're with me and that you're singing. So I'm going to sing it for you again, and when you catch on, join me. I sing for you. I sing for what is holy and is true. I sing for all creation, for life and liberation. Every day anew. I sing for you. I sing for what is holy and is true. I sing for all creation, for life and liberation. Every day anew. And if we were together, it would sound something like this. I sing for you, all together. I sing for what is holy and is true. I sing for all creation, for life and liberation. Every day anew. Nice. And now I'm going to teach you the Hebrew, which is in the same melody conveniently. So it'll go like this. Ashrei, Ashrei, Yoshvei, Yoshvei, Ashrei, Yoshvei Betecha, Ashrei, Yoshvei Betecha, Oje Hallelujah, Selah. Let's try that again. Ashrei, Yoshvei, Ashrei Yoshvei Betecha, Ashrei Yoshvei Betecha, Oje Hallelujah, Selah. We'll do the nigun now, which is a wordless melody. Hi, yadada, yadada, hey, English. I sing for you. I sing for what is holy and is true. I sing for all creation, for life and liberation. Every day anew. And that is our first song. We're going to journey into our next one, which you may have heard as you entered the room. And that is in our second section, which comes from the section Hope and Action. So these songs are great to lead and sing before or after going out on the streets. They're a little bit more complex. So the second song that we're going to learn today is called Gevura, and it is by Molly Bagot. And Gevura can be translated to an aspect of the divine that embodies strength, boundaries, and resistance. So a needed main character energy in our fight to say, no, we will not accept oppression, and to rouse us from complacency into action. The Hebrew in this song is Mechaye Meitim, which literally means giving life to the dead, but we can think of as giving us our collective consciousness. It's also great to sing now because we are in the last week of Counting the Omer, during which Gevura is a featured member. So this song is a zipper song, which means that you can zipper in and out what you think we should fight for collectively. So I'm going to teach it to you now. find my key again. You wake us up from our sleep. Try that. You wake us up from our sleep to fight for our humanity, to fight for our humanity, till everyone is free, till everyone is free. Nice. Guided by our biggest light. Love is part of how we fight. Mechaye meitim, mechaye meitim. Nice. So we'll try that first part all the way through. You wake us up from our sleep to fight for our humanity, till everyone is free. Guided by our biggest light, love is part of how we fight. Mechaye meitim. And I pray, pray, pray for our strength, strength, strength. Let's try that. And I pray, pray, pray for our strength, strength, strength. And I pray, pray, pray for our strength. Let's try that. And I pray, pray, pray for our strength. You'll hear that there's like a little bit of a beat before that strength comes in. I'll just do it one more time. And I pray, pray, pray for our strength. And I pray, pray, pray for our strength, strength, strength. And I pray, pray, pray for our strength. Nice. We'll do that again. We'll do the whole thing, and we'll do solidarity instead of humanity. You wake us up from our sleep to fight for our humanity, till everyone is free. Guided by our biggest light, love is part of how we fight. Mechaye meitim. And I pray, pray, pray for our strength, strength, strength. And I pray, pray, pray for our strength. And I pray, pray, pray for our strength, strength, strength. And I pray, pray, pray for our strength. Does anyone have anything that we should zipper in here to fight for our blank? You can put it in the chat. And in the meantime, we'll go for our community. You wake us up from our sleep to fight for our community, till everyone is free. Guided by our biggest light, love is part of how we fight. Mechaye meitim. We'll do healing. You wake us up from our sleep to fight for our healing, till everyone is free. Guided by our biggest light, love is part of how we fight. Mechaye meitim. And I pray, pray, pray for our strength, strength, strength. And I pray, pray, pray for our strength. And I pray, pray, pray for our strength, strength, strength. And I pray, pray, pray for our strength. Last time, and we'll do liberty. You wake us up from our sleep to fight for all our liberty till everyone is free. Guided by our biggest light, love is part of how we fight. Mechayem Eitim. Awesome. I can tell you all are doing great out there learning these songs if you don't already know them. So the third of our 3 songs tonight is going to be a song that I love. It's by Kestrel Feinerhalmer, and it's in our section of Songs for Healing. So it's available to us when we need a slower moment of reflection and healing. At an action with a tone of collective grief, or at a vigil, times like those. What I love about this song is that it makes sending healing a collective act. So it doesn't stop with healing, it also allows us to send justice too. So often, specifically in climate work, we are mourning disasters that could have been prevented. So this song helps us remember to keep fighting for a world where no one suffers unjustly. And just want to invite in this moment for anyone to send healing in the chat to a specific place or to people that you have in mind. You can keep them in your heart, or you can also add their names to the chat. And I will begin to teach the song while we do that. We sing you healing. Let's try that. We sing you healing. We sing you care. Let's try that line. We sing you care. Nice. We sing you justice. Let's try that. We sing you justice. We sing you prayer. Let's try that again. We sing you prayer. Nice. We'll try that whole section. We sing you healing. We sing you care. We sing you justice. We sing you prayer. We sing you healing. We sing you care. We sing you justice. We sing you prayer. Here's the second part. Oh, El Narefanala. Let's try that. Oh, El Narefanala. El Narefanala. So that's an interesting part because it goes major there, but don't worry about it too much. It goes El Narefanala. Oh, El Narefanala. Let's try that. Oh, El Narefanala. El Narefanala. El Narefanala. Means please God heal her. So we'll try that second section again. Oh, El Narefanala, El Narefanala. Oh, El Narefanala, El Narefanala. We sing you healing. We sing you care. We sing you justice. We sing you prayer. Oh, El Narifanala, El Narifanala. Oh, El Narifanala, El Narifanala. Last time. Oh, El Narifanala, El Narifanala. Oh, El Narifanala, El Narifanala. Awesome. Thank you for learning these 3 songs. And thank you again to Molly and Kestrel for contributing their beautiful and moving work. So now that we've learned all these 3 songs, let's take a moment to unpack this. So I would love to know in the chat, what did you notice that worked well about learning these songs? What techniques did you notice me doing and you said, aha, song leading and learning is happening? What helped you? And you can also put in the chat anything that you noticed could have been improved about the teaching or that left you confused. So what helped you? What went well? What techniques were happening? Okay, so we had call and response. Yes, Judy, so true. We had repetition. Yes. I used my hands to show the notes. Yes, Ember, that definitely happened. And also Maggie says the same thing. The contour of the melodies. I love that. I often think of melody and harmony also as like a playground. So like, where are we on the playground? Repeating small bits. Yes, this is definitely big, is knowing how long the phrases should be. Pointing to you and to us when it is your turn / our turn. Definitely. Simplicity and repetition. Yes. Words of encouragement at the very beginning. Yes, Karen. Thank you for noticing that. Not a ton of lyrics to learn. So true. Singing it again and again after call and response. Hi, Julia. Thank you. I spoke while playing to add little notes without disrupting the flow of the song. Yeah. And you don't have to know how to do that, but yes. Gentle and took time with it. Thank you. Easy melodies. Yes, picking songs that are accessible to people. Seeing the lyrics. Yes, Mariana, so important. You all are noticing amazing things. Snapping a beat or playing the guitar to keep us in rhythm. Yes. Explaining a little bit about the song at the beginning and inviting us to make a personal connection. Absolutely. I'm not going to have to teach anymore after this. When teaching from one section to the second, you went right into the second section to demonstrate the transition and move it forward instead of stating that we were going to the second section. Yes, so true. Commenting that the melody was the same in Hebrew and English and Nigun. Yeah, so pointing out both what's complex about the song and also what is simple about the song so people are less intimidated. Having the text with chords helped. Great. Love that, Charlie. We did add a lot of chords to this edition, so I'm glad that was good for you. Awesome. Okay, so I'm pretty sure let's put the slide back up, but let's see if we covered everything that I wanted to bring. Okay. So yeah, some context was given. We had some kavanah, intention and framing. Explaining how the song will work. And one thing that wasn't mentioned is the technology of playing Gevura at the beginning before when you were all coming in. So it's like already kind of in your ears. But that was a secret one, and I didn't expect anyone to get that. Yes. So but you all got all of them and sort of beyond. So that's amazing. So now that we've tried out some singing together and unpacking, I want to just dive into some best practices for each stage of leading song. And after this, we will get a chance to practice in some smaller groups. So what I'll say is that this could easily be like a whole day-long workshop. We could be in person, even on Zoom, I think it could be a whole day-long workshop. But for now, I'm just going to go over some highlights. So the first step to having successful song at your action and protest is to plan. So having good communication with the organizers of your event to know what is needed. So what's the vision for song in this event? When in the program are you leading and with who? Are you holding space and song leading or just song leading? So this is a good one to know. Are you going to be leading the whole thing and also leading the songs, or are you just going to be called up for just the songs? Will the group be moving and walking, or will you be in stillness when things start? So these are all things to think about. Second thing on this list is amplification. So for those of us who are working musicians and even those of us who are not, amplification is hugely important to help us maintain the health of our voices over time. So whenever it's possible, I love to have amplification at protest and actions. And it is not always possible. So it's good to think about, how will song carry where you are? Is the space that you're going to be in acoustically really difficult? And can you pick songs that are going to be appropriate for those spaces? So if the sound is super muffled in some spaces or like draining, you just might not want certain songs that are complex. Another question is, are you going to have a song sheet? Yes or no? Is it going to be on the phone? Is it going to be on paper? Are you going to have drums? Drums can make music at events so much more powerful, and often it's not so hard to get some bucket drums, but it does require communication and coordination. And also, how are you going to communicate with people during the event? So these things are all great to talk about before, so that you understand your roles and the lay of the land. Next step is to set it up well. So some of these things we just talked about. But first of all, picking songs that are right for the moment. So in the Songbook, that's why we have 3 different sections that most of the songs are fitting into. And some questions that you can ask are the lyrics right for the tone of this action? Are they easy to learn? Is the melody easy to learn and sing? Is it catchy? What sections do you want to do of it? Maybe not all of them. Is the tempo energizing or calming, and which do you need in different moments? And does your group already know it? Is there some literacy with the song, or are you starting from scratch? Second, whenever possible, try to teach the origins of the song. So that's who wrote it, what lineage does it come from. It's good to name that when you can. And it's also good to make that information available somewhere, even if you can't have that available in the moment. And when it makes sense, you can also frame the song, give it some meaning, and have an entry point for people. And it's important to make sure either that the words are accessible or that you don't need them. So it's genuinely like, you'll catch on, you'll figure it out soon. Great. So the third step, I should do some shuffling like this special creature, is to set yourself up well. So we often think that the ability to song lead is inherent, but as I've been saying, it is not. And there are some behind the scenes tricks that can make you way more confident over time. So the first one is to practice, 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 practice. So you can do this with your friends, with Dayenu circle members, with your team, anyone who will oblige you and repeat back whatever it is. And that's how you're going to learn, like, if the sections that you're breaking it up into are too small or too big. And it's going to help a lot. The other thing is to breathe. So I'm going to take breath right now. that was good. You can encourage others to breathe. So you can say, hello everybody, I'm going to take a few breaths. And you are welcome to join me. Another thing that you can do is to ground before you start and to just feel your body and ask yourself, why is it that you're here? What do you want others to feel while they sing? And you can also warm up your voice. So if you go on YouTube or Spotify, there's like lots of warm-ups that you can find that are just like 5-minute vocal warm-up, and you can see which ones that you like that make you feel good. Another really important thing is picking keys. So this is something that we might not think about beforehand, but especially if you're playing something on the guitar, don't just show up and expect to play it with the chords that are listed, because you're going to have to find what key is right for you and your voice, and also like what key is right for people generally. So if you're doing it beforehand, just play the whole song on whatever instrument you're going to use, probably your guitar. And just make sure that it's in the right key, because one of the hard things can be starting a song and it's not in a place that you can sing it. And then, it's not the end of the world. You just start over, or you do a chant and then you come back to it. But you want to feel like comfortable and powerful. So another thing that I do if I'm not playing a guitar is I sort of hum privately the song in my own head and make sure that it feels like it's in a good range. And I love these comments and questions from Rhonda, such a great pointer to think about how you want others to feel. And I do feel like, in general, song leading is really about sort of being like, I'm getting out of the way. Like, I'm doing this because everybody needs this, including me. So I love that point. And I do, Joni, think that A minor is generally a good key for community singing, but also everyone's different, and different groups are different. The other thing you can do is get amplification, like I said, and also you can do it as a team. So if you're scared to do this, you can definitely bring other people in to do it with you, and that's often a great way to start, especially. But even like the most experienced song leaders, like it can be a tiring job, and so having others with you can be really great. Okay. So the fourth step is to set up the group for success. And I'll say that most of the time people don't sing. It's not because they are like wanting to, not participate. It's because they're a little scared. So picking the way that the most people can learn the song most easily will help people feel more confident to join you. So we covered a lot of these strategies, but we'll go over them again just a little bit. So you can say, you'll catch on. We didn't have any songs that were totally like that this time, but if I had just picked a song that was a really simple one-liner, I could be like, you'll catch on. Like, whenever you have picked it up, you can join me. Line by line, repeat after me is a good one, classic. And I will say again, just make sure to test the chunks to make sure they're a good length. And then explaining how the song works and any complexities. So, like if it's a zipper song, being like, okay, this is a zipper song, so there's going to be a moment when you all can call out and I'll add in the lyrics that you add. Or you can say, like, for instance, with Ashray, it was like, part of it's going to be repeat after me, and then part of it we're going to do all together. This can also be if like a song goes up the first time and then down the second time, you can say, notice that the melody line is going to go up the first time we do this and then down the second time, but it's the same besides that. And then also another thing you can do is sing the melody without words for a while first. This is one that we did before, of learning one part first, singing it till we got it before we went on to another one. And also, if you have multiple leaders, you can have them do a part for you, which can be really great. And Judy will have time for questions a little bit later, but good question. So, all right, the fifth step, here we are, leading. We finally got here. So I'll just say, like, as artists, our biggest strength is our creativity and our ability to adapt and to help people adapt. Like, what we have figured out as artists is how to think flexibly. And that's really great because leading songs at actions and protest is one of the most unpredictable things that I do in my life. It really brings you right into the present because you just certainly never know what's going to happen. One thing that I found is that you really need to be prepared for like a sudden long stretch where there's nothing happening and the organizers turn to you and they're like, help us, please lead. And so then you just have to be ready to just lead song for like an hour, nonstop. Another thing that can happen is like you could be delayed, there could be lots of noise, there could be counter protest, and song is available to us as a tool to manage those moments. So keeping our focus, as people have named. And then the last thing is, after you adapt as needed and do an awesome job leading, afterwards to debrief, because as many organizers say, if you didn't debrief it, it didn't happen. So what did you learn from that opportunity? What do you want to do differently next time? And yeah, just like in each of these categories, like in the teaching, in the planning, and the communication, what could make it go better for you next time? Awesome. So we're going to get a chance to try this now in some small groups. And I will explain how that's going to work. So the best way to get better at song leading is to try it. So I'm thanking you in advance for your bravery and your vulnerability, and just really appreciate you leaping into this because I think it will help us. We're going to have a chance to try this in breakout rooms of 4 to 5 people. A few of those groups will have Dayenu staff helping hold the group. And if you have Muriel, Adara, Rocky, or Savannah, they will let you know. And for the other groups, one person can designate themselves as the timekeeper. And in those groups, we'll do a brief go-around of names, pronouns, and locations. And then someone can volunteer to teach a song from the Songbook. We are going to drop the PDF of the Songbook in the chat now. And I will say that you are welcome to lead one of the 3 songs that we started with tonight, or you could pick a different song that you know in the Songbook to try. And so the song leader will have about 5 minutes to lead their song, and then that volunteer will get appreciation, affirmation, any support from the group. What did you love about how they led? Is there anything that they could know to do better for next time? So 2 to 3 minutes of that. And hopefully we'll be in breakout rooms for 15 minutes, and we'll have hopefully time for 2 cycles of that potentially. And you'll see a little timer at the top of your Zoom room to help you know how much time you have left in general. And again, I just want to say, like, yeah, thank you for trying this, and the awkwardness is totally worth it, and we can be brave together and connect. So we'll put the instructions again in the chat so you're not confused, and Rabbi Laura is going to send us to our groups. Hey, Sarah.
Hi. This is so great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Can I do my sound check?
Please.
I just want to check real quick. Ted and Helen, did you want to join a group, and are you having any trouble getting there?
I don't have trouble, but my caretaker will be leaving and I need to live with her right now.
No,
soon.
no
So
problem.
that's
No
why.
problem.
Thank you so much. Lovely. Thank you
Absolutely.
for all the work that you do. I love it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Just hang out then.
Recording in progress.
Welcome back, everyone. Hello, hello. Thank you for being brave breakout room participants. I think let's start out with a shout out in the chat, an appreciation of someone in your group. You could feel free to lift up someone who shared a song or took a risk or supported you when you took a risk. Let's just shout out some folks in the chat. Thank you for the constructive tips, Maya Joy. You guys had a great group together. It's so awesome. Wonderful to sing together, even in Zoom. Appreciation to both people in my group who shared from the heart about why the song they chose was personally meaningful. Shout out to Sharon for teaching a song so quickly in the last 90 seconds. Speed song teaching. Amazing. So appreciate. Oh, it's going. So there's so many appreciations. That's amazing. So appreciate Molly and Mark teaching Oziva Zimrat. Yeah. Feel free to also shout out the songs that you learned or sang. I wish we could have sung together more. Michael, thanks for leading us. Carol and Ember. Everyone was supportive. Shout out everyone in my group. Y'all are so nice. Oh, this is amazing. I love Carol who wrote a song taught us. Yes, Carol Anshine's amazing song. Appreciated everybody. So great to see all the different points of view and insights and leadership. So appreciate being together. Everyone was great. We got amazing discussion and feedback. That's so awesome. Wonderful to learn 2 more beautiful songs in my group and wonderful teachings. Shout out to Adara for being an amazing, wonderful, supportive group leader. Someone sang Lucin, that's nice. We sang 2 versions of Hine Matov. So awesome, a totally new one. Wow, that's so cool. I want to hear it. I learned an incredible new song, No One Is Left Behind. That's one of my new favorites too. Okay, wow, the list of songs that everyone learned is amazing. So I would like to know, also, how was that for you? Like, what is it that you learned? Was there any particular skills that you enjoyed trying out or learned a little bit better when you were doing that? In the meantime, I'll just keep reading. I've Not Come Here Alone by the People's Poets, Carol's Song and Baya's All the Leaves, and Michael Jackson's Brown Song. Okay, cool. Awesome. Okay, it's just so good to practice. That's so true, Judy. I want to leave a little bit of time for just questions that you all might have. We're going to close with one piece after that, but just want to know, like, what questions are you holding about bringing music to your communities, and anything else about song leading that you're thinking about. And also, I know that this group has a wealth of knowledge too, so if you have answers, definitely feel free to put them in the chat. Yeah, I love that. It's as weird and hard as it is to sing over Zoom, you can still feel the joy and energy of folks engaged. I can really feel that in this room. This is like a room of really engaged faces. So yeah, are there any questions that people have about, or like next steps for you and like what you want to explore in your song leading? Hearing that all the feedback in the groups was so supportive. So thank you all for being so supportive to each other. That's amazing. Would love this group to continue. Oh, that's great to know. Okay. Rocky says, formulating how exactly to structure the teaching parts. That's a good question. And Rocky, feel free to say more about what you're wondering about that. Julia says, how do you become known as a song leader so you can lead at events? Okay, that's a great question. One way that you can become known as a song leader is to fill out our information form so that when we're looking for people and we're like, oh, who can lead a song in this community? Then we're like, okay, Julia Diamond is wherever Julia Diamond is right now. And that's one way that we'll know. And yeah, I think like really the more you get yourself out there and you say to people like, you can find the organizers of the event and say like, I'm a musician and I would love to offer my skills as a song leader or to be part of a team leading song. And the more that you build those relationships over time, the more people are going to know, like, oh, I have an event coming up and I need someone to call, and they'll know that it's you or one of the people who can do that. And it can take a little bit of time, but it totally happens over time. Okay. Yes, just learning how important it is, Rocky, coming back to your question of how to formulate the teaching parts. Yes, it's super important. If you can figure out a section that feels like a manageable amount, that really makes it so much more accessible for people. Is the content of the songbook available without permission? I want to understand your question a little bit more, Tara.
I'm thinking copyright and is there a limit to the kind of event it can be used at?
Good questions. So we have permission from all of the artists that we could reach to be in this version of the songbook. So everyone is okay with it being used, I would say probably in most movement contexts. In general, if you are going to teach a song from the songbook in the context of like a for-profit situation, it's always good practice to reach out to the artists and ask for permission and ask how you can give them a little to support their work. So that's, yeah, but generally, like, yeah, I think it's totally fine to print pages of this, as Laura's mentioned, and to share widely with people. Great. Sharon says, I'm ready to find a group to sing with in LA. Yay. I hope that we all get more plugged in from this event. Any tips for finding a key if not musically trained? Mariana says, a pitch pipe. That's a great idea. I love pitch pipes. I don't have one, but I would love to. In general, just to start the song, and to say, like, let's say I'm singing The World is Changing by Carol Anshine. And maybe I'm going to do an example of picking a key that's too low and too high. I'm like, okay, I'm going to start here. Oh, the world is changing. And I can feel in my voice that when I sing that in advance, that's going to be too low for me as the song leader. Or maybe I'm like, oh, the world is changing. And if I hum it to myself, I can just know that that's going to be too difficult. I can feel it physically in my own body that that's not going to go well. So really just tuning in to like your breath and like when you're fully supported, like what is you can slide up and down, you can practice and say like, is it going to be this one? Until finally you pick you figure out what the note is. And if you have a pitch pipe, you can know what that note is again. But otherwise you can just be like, okay, here we go. Oh, the world is changing and I am changing with it. Oh, that feels good. Awesome. Yes, too often people don't give royalties. Yeah, it's really good to just compensate artists whenever we can. I'm a big fan of that. Ember says, how to recall the melodies of songs when there are many Jewish songs pairs with the same name. I'll say that's one thing that the songbook can help with in terms of providing chords. So if you're someone who knows chords, it's a little helpful because that gives you a structure to that. For all of the melodies in this book, we have links to the melodies themselves. So you can pull them up and it should say, like, this is the Min HaMeitzar by Deborah Sachs-Mintz. And then you're going to click that one and you'll know it's that one. Or it'll like be like, this is the Min HaMeitzar by another person. So, yeah, that's so many good questions. Thank you all. We're going to move just to the last section now, and then we have a special surprise for you after that, before we close. So, there's so many good questions. I wish I could answer them all, but yes, I have chosen the wrong song for the wrong moment, for sure. You just pick a different one. Okay, so one more piece before we have a special treat and then our closing. Is just that there are lots of other ways to bring music besides at a protest or an action. And I'm going to go through some of them while these cats do some circles. So you can start or end your meeting or action by playing a recorded song. That's like what we did before. You can sing on a break. You can make and share a playlist so that people learn more songs together. You can even host a song circle. You could host a concert fundraiser. And you could get together with folks and write new songs and chants that one day could be in the 3rd edition or 4th edition of the Dayenu Songbook. There are so many ways to connect to music beyond actions, and that actually supports everyone in the movement, while also investing in the singing getting stronger collectively at the next event. So it's really worth doing these other things and just infusing music into as many opportunities as we possibly can. So now we are so pleased to be joined by Sarah Beller, who is an amazing Dayenu musician, singer, songwriter, coach, and advocate. And Sarah is going to lead us collectively in one more song tonight and share a little about her experience leading music at an action. And then Rabbi Laura will close us out with some ways to stay connected and take action moving forward.
Thanks so much, Allie. Can everyone hear me okay? So in 2021, Dayenu had a call for new songs for the Jewish climate movement, and I responded to that call by turning Dayenu's tagline into a song. And I wanted it to be really, really easy to learn and to sing and really versatile. So it can be sung on Zoom, around the Seder table, and also in the streets. It's really meant to be sung as a call and response in the streets. And here's an example of how we've used it in the 2022 All Our Might action in DC. This was a group of song leaders that sang and played at that action. We went around to different banks and demanded that they move their dough away from fossil fuels. And here's a quick clip. I hope it's going to share the sound with it, so you can hear how the call and response can work in real time. Can you hear that?
Enough, Dayenu, enough, Dayenu.
So you can imagine how exhilarating that was to sing with a group of people in person after having spent so much time in the pandemic alone right here in my attic. But I'm going to teach you this song now. I'm just a little disconcerted because I only see myself. So let me see if I can fix that. Okay, there we go. And the lyrics, I believe, are in the chat. Or they could be shared on the screen either way. So I'm going to break a rule of Zoom singing and actually invite you to unmute for a moment. And I'm going to invite my trusty helper to come over here if he wants to. And you can unmute. No, seriously, you can unmute, and then I'll tell you to mute again when it's time. And repeat after me. Enough.
Enough,
Enough.
enough,
Dayenu. Enough.
enough,
Enough.
enough,
Dayenu.
Dayenu.
So, great, that's the chorus. Just 2 words. And then the verses, there are 3 verses. So here's what the verse sounds like. We've had enough. Try that.
We've had enough.
No more waiting.
No more waiting.
We've had enough.
We've had enough.
The world is burning.
The world is burning.
Enough.
Enough,
Enough.
enough,
Dayenu.
Dayenu.
Enough.
Enough,
Enough.
enough,
Dayenu.
Dayenu.
All right, so you see the call and response can work on Zoom. It doesn't work in an exact beat, but that's okay. Now you can go ahead and mute, and I'm going to play it on the guitar, and you can sing the echo from the comfort of your own home. And perhaps my helper will sing it as well. enough, enough, Dayenu, enough, enough, Dayenu. Verse 1. We've had enough.
We've had enough.
No more waiting.
No more waiting.
We've had enough.
We've had enough.
The world is burning.
The world is burning.
Enough,
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 Dayenu.
Dayenu.
Enough,
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 Dayenu.
Dayenu.
Verse 2.
Verse
We
2.
have enough
We have enough.
to share in our harvest.
Share in our harvest.
We have enough.
We have enough.
So all souls are nourished.
All souls are nourished.
Enough,
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 Dayenu.
Dayenu.
Enough,
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 Dayenu.
Dayenu.
Verse 3.
Verse 3.
We are enough. Lifting our voices.
Lifting our voices.
We are enough. In this generation.
In this generation.
For future generations. With past generations. In every generation. Get ready for it. All together. Enough. Wait, Jacob, come say hi. No. Okay. That was
I need to
Jacob.
get ready for bed.
Okay.
Wait, Mama, can everybody hear that?
I think so.
Oh.
Thank you, Jacob.
Depends how good the microphone is, but I think it's pretty good.
Oh. Okay.
Jacob, that was
Woo, give
fantastic.
yourselves a round of applause. Woo! So this song has really caught on in my household, but I hope it will catch on in your household too. I hope it's as catchy and as sticky in your brains as it is for my kids. And you don't need to use a guitar, you can just sing it. That's what we did around the Seder table this year. And you can just start saying enough and people will echo after you if you teach them.
Awesome. Wow. Let's give it up for everyone who shared song tonight. For Sarah, for maybe yourselves, maybe you tried something out. Maybe you're a longtime song leader and you tried something new. Mitch, thank you for holding down the percussion. I saw that. And many others for picking up their guitar and calling in from across the country. Yeah, different day for the Seder. Big thanks to the musicians who are featured in this songbook. And I mentioned this in the chat, but I will also just share, our hope and vision is that this is a living songbook. We can't always hire a designer and create new additions, but we are certainly here for the new music. So as you yourself are writing new things or hear of great new songs that are being used at your climate gatherings or in your Jewish communities or movement spaces, we'd love to hear them. Please send them our way. You can send it to info@dayenu.org or to Ali or me directly. And we also, I just want to give a big shout out. We also are thrilled that Ali, our climate music and arts incoming manager, was here to lead this training and will be here to help support people around music. So really thrilled that you all came tonight, and Ali, just a big thanks for helping teach us more about song leading. I've pasted this in the chat a few times, but I'm gonna drop into the chat some really concrete ways that you can get involved. And these are everything from like send that songbook link to a friend to fill out the form at the top of this list. That form is a way to say, look, I want to help with song in a year, or I'm ready to help in September. We have some actions coming up and they will hopefully be all across the country. So really want to make sure that we have song leaders ready to go and people ready to bring spirit to this moment. Certainly we could use it. So some of the other things that are on this list So first and foremost, fill out that form. It should not take you more than like 3 minutes. On June 23rd, we are doing our next Chutzpah phone bank. Has anyone joined us for phone banking before? Yeah, okay, a number of people. So you may know that usually we start with a kavanah, with a bit of Jewish wisdom, and we close with music. And we call voters, climate concerned voters, to get out to the polls in all different local and state elections. So you can join us for the next Chutzpah phone banking shift on June 23rd. The registration link is in the chat. If you want to learn more just generally about Dayenu, maybe you're new to the organization or new to what it means even to have Jewish and climate in the same space, you can check out our Dayenu interest meeting that's happening on June 25th. There's a registration link there too. And if you're in New York or California, we currently have some big state campaigns that have real potential to make a difference in those states and to have that ripple out beyond. So if you're in New York or California, there are some key organizing calls and actions and lobbying, all different kinds of things happening in New York and California. Please check out dayenu.org/action for more info there. And just a shout out to some of our organizers who are on this call also. Some of the Dayenu organizing team is here tonight. And finally, we hope that you'll share the songbook. The way that, this music came to us is through people sharing it, and we are excited to have it go beyond just this room to other spaces that love music and maybe looking for a great resource. So with that, we are gonna close out for the evening. So any other gratitudes you want to drop in the chat, feel free to. Thank you all so much for joining us. Tomorrow, God willing, tomorrow we're going to be sending out info with the recording of this, with the link to the songbook, the link to these action steps, lots of ways you can follow up. So have a great evening, everyone. And yeah, happy Shavuot, Chag Sameach coming up.